This video is published by MBKP International. This video I'm going to show you how to change the main board on a EC17 electric paper cutter. It'll also be the same thing for an EC19 electric paper cutter. First thing you want to do is you want to remove your shield here. Just two screws, two Phillips screws, remove that and the shield, the plastic shield will come off. Then you got to remove this cover here. Now there's two ways to do that. Some of them are on tighter than others, but usually you can just grab the edge here with your hands, get a good grip, and just kind of yank it that way. And it'll just break it loose, and the other one will come off a lot easier. If it's too tight and you can't do that, you can get a flat screwdriver, and if you look in here, you'll see the edge of this thing. It's not going to be able to show it in the video, but you get in there and you'll see the frame of the machine and the edge of this, and you can stick it between the two and then just twist this thing and it'll pop it out. And on that side as well. Just don't do it against a wire, because there are a couple of wires running there. You can easily see it and just twist it and it'll pop it loose. If you can't, you can remove this top cover by this. There's a screw right here and here, and there's two on the other side, and then you just lift it up. Sometimes it has a lip on the back here, and you got to slip this plexiglass back an inch. If it does have a lip, some of them do, some of them don't, like this one does, so I'd have to slip this plexiglass back an inch by taking off these removing the back brackets that hold the plexiglass. But once that, if you need to, you can remove this top shield and then do that. Then you can see exactly where to go and twist this screwdriver, but most of the time you don't need to. You can just yank on the corner like I just did. And just real quick, when you take this off, sometimes this thing, as you can see, it's hitting it right there, trying to put it back in, so we won't be able to get back in. Just have somebody push on the top of this, and it will lift this up when you push on the top of it, and you can get it back in. And when you're also the top of this needs to go over this lip here, so like that, like where it's going over it. Okay, you may have to push that to get it back in. But anyway, once you get this broken loose by yanking it like that, it'll come loose and you just take it off. Okay, this is a pretty simple procedure here. I'm not going to do the whole thing. I'm just going to show you one thing. I strongly recommend is you take a picture of this area here, where the screws are here, where all the screws and the wires are connected to it. You know, one thing you need to do also is turn this machine off and unplug it. I actually got it turned on. So the first thing you want to do is you want to unplug this before you start messing with this. So unplug the machine, and then take some pictures of these wires here, and then also the wires going down the other side here. Close-up pictures to where you can easily identify the wires and put them back in that order if you forget, because one thing you want to make sure you do is get all the wires back on in the same order. Okay, so basically just all you gotta do is loosen these up a little bit. I'll just do the one here. Just loosen it up, just a couple turns, then you should be able to pull it right out. Most of these will stay in the order as you take them out. They'll stay in the order that they're in. And remember, there's some double ones here. The last two have two double ones there. A double one there and a double one there. So when you're taking it out, there'll be two double ones together on those last two. Try to keep them all together. If you want, you can wrap a little tape around it and number them if you want before you take them off. But the picture should help. And the same with these. You can number these with tape if you want it to, but the picture should help. Because a lot of them are, you know, they only go on one way. So you remove all these. And then you just unplug all these. These usually come out pretty easy. I'll just take this in one out. This in one here, or this one here, I'll just take out. They just come straight out. But you'll need to do that to all those. Take out all those and all the front ones. You'll need to unplug this back one here. And then you'll need to unplug this one here. And just come straight out. And remember when you're putting this back together, it has to go the right way. If it goes the wrong way, it won't work correctly. On one side, you'll see holes in the flat part of it. That needs to go the other way. The holes need to be pointing towards the right side of the machine. And just make sure when you put this on, you get all those pins in there, and you don't miss any of them when you're putting that back, when you get your new board back in. But anyway, once this is removed, all those wires there and all these plugs here, then you can remove the board. And there's usually 4 screws. There's one here on each corner. 2, 3, 4. Once you remove those 4 screws, the board will just pull straight out, and you can put your new board in. And then just go start attaching the wires back on these things and plugging them back in here. And plugging this ribbon wire back in, and this one right here. And do this all with the machine turned off. And once everything's plugged back in, double check everything, make sure everything looks good. Then you can turn your machine back on and test it. That's pretty much it. You know, it's a pretty simple process. You just got to make sure you don't get these out of order when you put them back. So again, pictures would be good, close up clear, and also if you want to be extra safe, you can put a little masking tape around each one and number them so they go back in the right order. And again, remember on these last two, these are two double ones here, so that don't let them get out of order. They need to stay two doubles, the same doubles, and just plug all these back in the same way when you get it. But again, when you unplug them, most of them, like these, come out of little slots, and here they usually stay in the same order, so it stays fairly easy for you. But you just got to remember to keep them in the same order. Make sure you don't put them on in the wrong order. That's basically it. Get your new board on, put your screws back in, because one of these is a ground screw. But put all 4 screws back in and then test your machine. And that should be it. This video is published by MBKP International.